Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a healthy last minute Christmas fruit cake recipe, also known as boiled fruit cake. No maida, no refined sugar and no oven. A super healthy fruit cake recipe perfect for Christmas. So let's quickly dive into the recipe. To make a last minute Christmas cake, also known as boil and bake Christmas cake, I have a whole nutmeg. I've added into my stone grinder. I'm crushing and grinding the nutmeg. Into that I'm adding in half teaspoon cloves, and I'm crushing and grinding the nutmeg and cloves to a fine powder. Once ground, keep this aside. Next I'm chopping 1/4 cup almonds. With a knife I am roughly chopping the almonds. Once chopped, keep it aside. Next I am roughly chopping half cup black raisins. And once chopped, keep it aside. Next I am roughly chopping half cup golden raisins. I am using only 3 dry fruits in this Christmas fruit cake. However, you can use any dry fruits of your choice like cashew nuts, dates, walnuts, prunes, any dry fruits you have at hand. Add the dry fruits into a saucepan. Add in 1 cup crushed jaggery powder. I am using organic jaggery powder. Add in 1 cup water. Turn on the flame and bring this to a boil. Give it a stir. Once it boils, reduce the flame to the lowest and let it simmer on low flame for about 5 minutes. In between, give it a stir. The jaggery will now start to melt. After 5 minutes, turn off the flame and allow this to cool down. While the jaggery mix is cooling down, let's get the other ingredients ready. Into a bowl, I am adding in 2 eggs. For those who prefer eggless fruit cake, I have already shared an eggless version. Please do check it out. Into this, I am adding in half cup wood pressed coconut oil. Now instead of wood pressed coconut oil, you can use grass fed cow's butter. But if you are using butter, you may need to add it into the jaggery mix once you have turned off the flame. So into the bowl, I am adding in half cup wood pressed coconut oil. Wood pressed coconut oil and virgin coconut oil has a very neutral flavor and taste. Hence it is ideal for baking. With a whisk, I am mixing this. Once it is mixed, it will become creamy. Add the egg mix into the cooled jaggery mix and lightly mix this. Add in 1.5 cups khapli wheat flour. Khapli wheat, also known as emmer wheat, is an ancient variety of wheat grain which has a very weak gluten molecule, and it is also high in fiber. Hence, I prefer to use them more in my recipes. However, if you don't have khapli wheat at hand, you can use ordinary whole wheat flour instead. Into this, I am adding in the ground spices, half teaspoon pink Himalayan salt or as needed, 1 teaspoon dry ginger powder, which is also known as chukku podi in Malayalam, 1 teaspoon organic cinnamon powder, 1 teaspoon baking powder. And with a spatula, lightly mix the flours first and then incorporate it into the wet ingredients. Once mixed, the batter will be thick and creamy. I have already prepared a cake tin and I have greased it and lined it with parchment paper. This is actually my steel roti dabha. You can use round or square cake tin as per your preference. Transfer the batter into the prepared cake tin. Once transferred, level the top with the spatula. Tap it a couple of times on the countertop to release air bubbles if there are any. I'm going to show you how to bake this without an oven, but if you're making it in an oven, bake it in the preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 55 to 60 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. To bake on the stovetop, I'm using a heavy bottomed deep cast iron dish like this. You can use a kadai instead, but make sure it is heavy bottomed. So once the pan is heated, I'm placing a lid in the center of the pan. Note that the lid is slightly raised in the center. So I'm placing it in the middle. Place the cake pan on top of the lid. The lid will actually prevent direct heat from hitting onto the cake tin so that the bottom layer will not get burned. Cover it with a tight lid. Put the flame on low and let it bake on low flame for about 55 to 60 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. After 60 minutes, open the lid and you can see that the cake has risen well. So I'm going to insert a toothpick in the center and the toothpick comes out clean. So the cake is nicely done. So I'm going to turn off the flame and remove the cake from the pan and allow it to cool down completely. Fruit cakes should be ideally rested for a day or at least 5 to 6 hours. So I'm going to allow it to cool down and then I'll remove it from the cake tin and allow it to cool completely and then I'll slice and show you. And once it has cooled down, run a knife through the sides. And carefully remove it from the pan. Let me just slice and show you how the cake looks. The cake is soft and moist. So guys, do try this Christmas fruit cake recipe and let me know how it turned out. Wishing all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.